Welcome everybody to World of Tanks Replays. My name is Maxwell, and today's first replay is from the user British Secret Service. That is British Secret Service, and he's driving the FV215b on a standard battle on Himmelsdorf. So I've got a couple of heavy tank replays for you today. Going to be showcasing heavy tanks and what they do best, which is being movable objects. Especially on a city map, you can really take command of the streets and bully your opponents, which is what we're going to see plenty of from British Secret Service. Straight away though, going to be taking to the hill here, going to be following in behind his ally in the Leopard 1 there. Just because I didn't say it at the beginning of the replay, the FV215b is a tier 10 heavy tank for the British. Its armour is okay. Frontal armour sometimes leaves a little bit to be desired, but this is the one that has the ridiculously strong turret, the one that I misquoted as saying the Conqueror had the stronger turret. It's actually this one that has a very, very strong turret. So Leopard 1 already at the top of the hill, hasn't spotted anybody just yet. Although, unfortunately, as you can see, there's only the Leopard 1, British Secret Service himself, and he's only got an E100 behind him. That Jagdpanzer E100 has actually stopped at the corner of the road there, which has actually got quite a lot of tanks in place. There's only an M48 pattern up here. So I think British Secret Service thinks better of it and decides to fall back, as does the Leopard 1. Nobody really wants to take the hill, so everybody just going to drop back and form a second line of defense. The artillery's going to be in trouble if they are in sniper mode and haven't realized what's happening. One of them has noticed what's happening as the guys come over the top of the hill. Now the artillery starts to fall. Only the M40-43 is going to get away from that one by the looks of it. Tanks fleeing down the hill. There we go. The other one gets taken out. IS-4 coming in at some speed. Wow, takes a big hit through the side from the E100. British Secret Service trying to set himself up to get a shot on somebody else. Just wants to be careful he doesn't end up getting his E100 friend killed. Tries to have a shot at the T-57 Heavy. That thing can be weirdly bouncy at times, so didn't quite get any damage through. Starts to make a move. As you can see, the reload speed on the 215B is pretty damn good, at only 7.24 seconds, so is able to lay down a nice amount of damage. Got decent penetration, but a little bit lackluster in the alpha damage department, but with the reload speed, that more than makes up for it. Decides to hold his shot for the T-57 Heavy, which is very smart. M48 pattern, definitely not as big a threat as a T-57 Heavy. Almost reloaded, gets 2 great hits on the T-57 Heavy. That's an excellent trade considering that he didn't take any damage whatsoever. T-110E5 has a shot as well. That's a great hit through the side of the Object 263. That can be quite an awkward tank sometimes. He decides to flank all the way around. British Secret Service is map aware, knows that he's coming, gets a great shot through his low plate, bounces that one on the side of his turret. A little bit unlucky from the Object 263. He had some time to aim his shot, but he decided against it. Takes out his track now. This Object 263's got to repair his track if he wants to be in with a chance. British Secret Service sticking close into his side. Only lands a critical there, which is a little bit unfortunate. Keeping him pinned against the wall so that he can't go anywhere or do anything. Decides to move forwards now. British Secret Service is also going to have to make a move. He decides to scooch in beside him again. Might take a hit here from the Object 263, but at that angle, it's probably not going to damage. Looks like an ST-1 come around from the rear to finish him off and help out British Secret Service there. The rest of the enemy team is pushing hard from the north and the south at the same time. Got the Jagdpanzer E100 and the E100 in a tight vice-like pincer grip, but British Secret Service is here to equalise the score. Takes out the M48 pattern, resets. He's going to poke himself around the corner to see if he can get a shot on this IS-4. T-110E5 sitting there waiting patiently. Hopefully this E100 can come with. He's got the E-75's cannon. Gets a great hit through the back of the IS-4 to take him out. T-110E5 is going to take a considerable amount of damage here. Gets a shot through the very lowest point of the low plate of the E5. Very unfortunate to take a hit there from the E5. If he just continued going, the E5's turret doesn't traverse all the way around, but as it was, he tried to stop to lull him into firing at the turret. Unfortunately, somehow he hit the engine. It looked like he was firing at the turret. Going to come in here and try and finish him off. Has the reload, gets the shot, gets the damage. That's kill number 3. Now he's got to reset and have a look to the south. as there's still enemy tanks pushing from the south there. Losing this game 9 kills to 11 at the moment. Not doing fantastically well. Pulls himself in just in time to lure that ST1 into firing at the side armor of the FV, and that one just bounced thanks to the sharp angle there. Looks like the ST1 doesn't have any support, only takes out British Secret Service's track. E100 trying to muscle himself through. The Batchat 155, the artillery gets a hit, takes out the driver of the FV. He's still tracked, hasn't got a repair kit as he used that to fix his engine earlier on, so he's just got to wait that one out and hope that he didn't fall. Going to try and get a shot through the very... Nope, the ST1 obligingly turns his turret. British Secret Service is able to get his shot straight through the side of the turret. Looks like there's an IS-4 pushing down now with 1,500 hit points. And the 1,500 hit point IS-4 can be a tough customer to crack. Gonna see if he can get a shot on the GW Tiger. But he is out of view at the moment. So IS-4 doing a good job of bullying the Allies back here. He's not able to damage the E100. And the ST1 snuck around the side there, but he's not able to damage the IS-4 either. Everybody just moving back in fear out the way of this IS-4. British Secret Service can just about see the side of his front armor. Possibly going to go for a shot, but that one just bounces thanks to the ridiculously bouncy armor of the IS-4 there. Angle himself up again. The IS-4's not getting any damage in return, but at the moment he's holding up 3 tanks, so he's doing a fantastic job. Looks like that looked like a little bit of side turret. Tried to get a shot through there, but that one just bounced as well. ST1 still not able to get any damage either, and the E100's decided to move off to the left-hand flank to square off against the E75, the E100, and the Batchat 155. That's not a fight that I would be electing to take, but I guess somebody needed to go down there and head those guys off. Asking the ST1 to go around. He's just content to sit in the window and do nothing. British Secret Service holding the attention of the IS-4. GW Tiger makes an appearance. Just having a little reverse there to see if he can get a shot on him. Unfortunately, there was nothing to come of that. IS-4 fires, so British Secret Service has the time to poke himself out, take his time with his shot, gets a great hit through the side there, and to take out his track. He's probably got the reload on this IS-4, although he did take his time aiming his shot, so he's got to be careful. Only gets a hit in the turret for both sides, so neither of them doing any damage to each other. The ST1 still hasn't gone around, thanks to the fact that that E100 has now been destroyed. He's got to square off against the enemy E100 and the artillery there. British Secret Service needs one more reload, one more shot, picks up kill number 5, but he still hasn't been able to even the score. Still at 11 kills to 13. Just himself and this ST1 left. Somebody's gone for a base capture. Almost certainly going to be that E75. GW Tiger still threatening down the way there. Has his shot. British Secret Service knows now that he's got the time to just move out the way. So that GW Tiger's not going to present himself as a target after firing. This E75 is still on decent hit points there at 1400. And this thing tends to have very, very strong armor. So British Secret Service is going to have to play this one carefully, as this E75 could possibly take him out. Going to stay at a very nice angle, and the E75 fires at the side armor for some reason, rather than firing at the lower plate. British Secret Service going to straighten himself up, goes in for the turret hook, and then going to try and get a shot through the flat front plate of the E75's turret. He does indeed. Now he's going to try and get himself into a turret hook again. He should have the reload on the E75. He does indeed. Kill number 6. And nay, he is now all alone against an E100 and 2 artillery pieces. He's only got 113 hit points as well, so he's going to have to play it very, very carefully. Although it looks like the E100 only has 12 hit points, the Batchat artillery 27, and the GW Tiger 500. So everybody except the GW Tiger is a one-shot, although he is a one-shot himself. The artillery only needs to land a shell close to him. And that's going to be enough to take him out. Oh, he finds both of them with their rear armor facing him. Gets the E100, no problem whatsoever. The Batchat's got the speed to get out of there. But for some reason he comes back. And British Secret Service takes him out for his Radley Walters medal. For some reason that Batchat came back. Obviously didn't realise that the British heavies have a very, very fast reload speed. Thought that he would be reloading. The GW Tiger appears on the right-hand side. British Secret Service just decides to move into cover. He didn't want to take that shot. Gets himself around the corner here. Going to maybe try and lull the GW Tiger into thinking that he's going around. But nope, stops and reverses. Going to go back into the cap circle. He's just going to decide to go full ham here. He's got to play this one very carefully. Gets a great shot. GW Tiger fires over the top. If he hadn't started that little reverse at the time that he did, that shot probably would have connected and taken him out. As it is, he steals the glory, steals the victory away from the enemy team with 9 kills and 6,500 points of damage. Really showing that map awareness and reacting to deadly situations right when it's needed can really, really turn the tide of a battle. Abandoning the hill at the right time there to stem the flow of the enemy team, and then being able to break one side of that vice-like pincer move on the number 8 line there to come away with the victory in the end. So awesome replay there from British Secret Service. Thank you very much for sending that one in. Don't forget to stick around, because as always, there is another game coming right up. And our second replay is from the user Christos. That is Christos, and he's driving the IS-4 on an encounter battle on Erlenberg. IS-4 is a tier 10 heavy tank for the Russians. Very, very well armoured heavy tank as well. On paper, its armour isn't particularly fantastic, having I think only about 140 front armor and 160 side armor, but because of these lovely angles here, it tends to bounce a lot of shots. And normally when people try and focus on your side armor, because your side armor is actually thicker than your frontal armor, you tend to bounce a hell of a lot of shots from the side as well. This thing is fantastic when side scraping, has a pretty tough turret as well. But the roof of the turret isn't particularly good. The only thing that lets this tank down is its cannon, really. At range, this thing hasn't got very good accuracy at all. You'll find yourself aiming fully on a target, but if there's plenty of clear open space within that reticule, you can guarantee that that's probably where a shot's going to go, especially if it's an important one to land. Trying to get a hit on this T-71, as you can see, misses twice there. That's not the fault of Christos. That's the cannon that I was talking about. This thing works a hell of a lot better in medium to close range, thanks to its accuracy not being great, but its armor being so. Going to be advancing up this flank here, trying to bully out his opponents. Got a T-54 ahead of him here, but he's got some good support from heavy and medium tanks behind him. So Christos should be able to attack down this flank. As you can see, there are some pretty heavy hitters in the middle of the field there that could make the way across here. The Jagdpanzer E100 and that IS-7 both could easily move across to this flank and provide some difficult times ahead. Christos going to be going all the way around the bottom of this hill. Going to see who he can find. See if this T-54 is still lurking around here somewhere, or if he has decided to relocate. Got to be careful, as there was somebody spotted in the forest to the right-hand side. Don't want to take any shots there, but he's got an IS-7 as cover. And remember, this is patch 9.2, so before the turret of the IS-7 was made absolutely indestructible. It's just pretty damn tough right now. Not proving too tough, though, against a T-69 firing the heat rounds. Although the T-69 does take a considerable amount of damage. IS-7 backs off just at the wrong moment there. And Christos gets a shot into the back of his turret as he was aiming for that T-54. Says in chat there that he's sorry, as that was an accident. The IS-7 straightened up his turret and reversed at the wrong moment. Going to see if he can get a shot now on this T-54. Gets a great hit through the side. You can see the gun's got pretty good penetration and alpha damage. And a OK reload at 10 seconds. But like I said, the accuracy really does let it down. Gets another great hit on this T-54. He's turning shots aside now from that IS-7. One more hit on this T-54. I don't know why he's still hanging around. That is going to be his undoing, and he gets taken out. Enemy IS-7 fires into the ground there, but Christos doesn't have a shot loaded. You can see his shot bounced on the side of his turret there. Going to see if he can get a hit on this IS-7. The IS-7 is quite successfully hulled down at the moment, although not fantastically successful, as he does leave some of his front armor exposed. Christos not quite able to land a hit on the lower plate. There's a lurver behind him there, but the IS-7 proving to be a little bit higher priority target right now. does decide to have a look at the Lurva. Fired, but the Lurva has got a very, very big gun mantlet, so I'm not surprised that one didn't go through. Lurva gets himself taken out. Christos doesn't have the gun depression, had to drop back to be able to get a hit on the IS-7's lower plate. IS-7 fires back in anger a little bit too quickly and misses that one. Hopefully he can drop back far enough to allow himself to reload before this Jagdpanzer E100 comes over the top of the hill. He can indeed. Picks up kill number 2. Now they've got to worry about getting flanked around behind by this T-69 while still trying to square off against the IS-7 in the front. Deciding to drop back just so they can form a bit more of a defensive line with this ST-1. You see just keeping his eyes focused on the hill there. Switches his attention back across to the IS-7. Now deciding to just do a full about face here, as there is the T-34-2 also making his way here. Got to be careful he doesn't take some shots in the side from the enemy IS-7. And 3 of them now moving in close together. Losing this game quite substantially now at 5 kills to 8. Most of the other flank has now fallen. He's able to get up on top of the hill without the T-69 firing. Didn't have the gun depression to get a shot on him as he came over. T-34-2 has a shot at him, but bounces. T-69 fires 2 heat rounds. Both of those bounce. And I think he's deciding that discretion is the better part of valor right now. Gets his track taken out by the IS-7. As you can see, he's only taken a very, very small amount of damage here. Now he's going to focus in on this Ferdinand. Gets a great shot through the front of his armor there. As you can see, somebody is firing the HE rounds because he's taken 96 points of damage so far. Somebody else gets the Ferdinand in the end, evening up the score nicely, well, a little bit now at 6 kills to 8. It's a little better than it was before. T-69 fires off his other 2 shots and he starts to make a run for cover. Although Christos says, not today, my son, not today. Takes him out, kill number 3. Enemy team, the T-44, still going for that base capture. That T-34-2 still in the south as well. Looks like he's going to focus in on the T-44 to get the cap reset here. He does indeed. Resets the cap 100% from 48 down to 0. Now he's going to focus his attention on this IS-7. Hopefully he has his attention distracted by the ST-1 and doesn't notice Christos coming in. Looks like he does notice him coming in, so a little bit of good map awareness by the IS-7 there. Unfortunately, it is nowhere near enough and he gets taken out. Artillery lands just to the left there, shaves off another 5 hit points or so. And there is nothing like an almost full health. Beautiful shot there to take out that T-44. Anyway, back to my train of thought. There is nothing that will inspire fear in your enemies quite like, with 8 minutes left on the clock, spotting an almost full health IS-4. Nothing quite like it. Just sitting patiently for this M103 in case he makes a mistake, but the T-44 is able to take him out. Everybody on pretty low hit points now. It's just himself and this ST-1 remaining, as the E4 was able to take out the T-44. ST-1's going to flank all the way around behind the enemy. Christos going to make a beeline for the cap circle. Enemy team has a T-34, IS-3, E4 and a GW Tiger remaining. Not quite sure what the health is on most of those tanks. Takes up a position behind the ruins here to stop the enemy base capture. Probably just going to sit here for a little bit longer, wait for the ST-1 to get into position. Although it looks like the ST-1 is waiting up there. Maybe he thinks that's the cap circle. Maybe he's a little bit confused as to why he's not capturing the base where he is. Christos decides to back out of the base. I'm really perplexed as to what the ST-1 is doing, actually. Maybe he is a bot just pre-programmed to drive towards where the cap circle should be. No words. So, Christos going to be maneuvering around the cap circle here. Going to be trying to find where the enemy base capture is going on and hopefully take that out. IS-3's all the way in the south, but as I said, he's still only lost 101 hit points. So that, like I said, there's nothing to inspire fear in your enemy with 6 minutes left on the clock and almost full health IS-4 squaring off against you and the rest of your teammates. As the enemy team only has the E4 that is a match for the IS-4, and it's got a couple of tier 8s and the artillery. Looks like everybody does the smart thing of attacking all at once. T-34 comes out of the woodwork, gets a shot through the side of Christos. That's the first real bit of damage that he takes, but for some reason it looks like he's stuck on a wall. And I'm not sure why he decided to leave all of his rear end exposed there. Keeping his front armor pointed towards the IS-3 here. I'm going to be focusing on taking out the T-34 first. He's lost his track. He's not going to use his repair kit because he thinks he can repair his track quick enough to get his side armor back onto target on the IS-3, which he can indeed. Just gets his reload in time to take out the T-34. He's getting called a noob for some reason, even though he's got himself 6 kills, 5,500 points of damage, and is about to wreck the rest of the enemy team. Getting closed in on from the rear by the E4, so he's got to quickly try and take out this IS-3, but he gets away, so he decides to get himself into an awesome reverse and side scrape position, so that if that E4 did decide to come all the way around the corner, he will turn the damage aside, which indeed he does. Now it's just the IS-3 and the GW Tiger remaining. Finds the GW Tiger. Looks like he might be able to get a cheeky shot onto him. He does indeed. Takes another hit in the front from the IS-3, but that one's not quite able to sneak through either. Just going to charge this guy down because there's no way he can run. There's no way he can square off one-on-one against an IS-4. Easy shot, easy kill. Kill number 8. And that just leaves the GW Tiger against himself and the ST1. He's already got himself a Radley Walters medal, so he doesn't need to go for it. The ST1 picks it up. That is GG and the victory. I have no idea why the T-44 was calling him a noob, as that was absolutely excellently played close quarters combat there by the IS-4. So awesome game from you. Thank you very much for sending that one in, Christos. Don't forget, guys, if you've got yourself a great replay, then please send that into replay@screenreality.com. The link for that is in the description. Just attach the replay file itself or the link to the What Replay website to the email, and I can check that one out for you. And don't forget, guys, if you enjoyed these replays, found them useful, informative, you enjoyed it, or you learned something, think about hitting that subscribe button, because there's a lot more World of Tanks content on this channel. I've been Maxwell, this has been World of Tanks Replays, and I'll catch you guys next time.